Hello there. For some news you might want to know, wait for the end of the video. But Horizon Europe is the world's largest research and innovation funding program. The argument about the consequences of Brexit continues here. Because Great Britain is taking legal action against the European Union to gain access to EU research programs despite Brexit. Foreign Minister Liz Truss said on Tuesday evening that Great Britain had initiated the formal consultations planned in the event of a conflict and would also do everything possible to protect the scientific community. So when have they ever protected someone? London accuses the EU of breaching the Joint Trade and Cooperation Agreement. Brussels is refusing important scientific collaborations and access to the Horizon program, for example, although this has been agreed otherwise, said the Britons. The opposition Labour Party accused Foreign Secretary Truss, who is also the favourite to succeed outgoing Prime Minister Boris Johnson, of starting a dispute with Brussels in order to gain points with her own party base. They have the choice between Truss and her rival Rishi Sunak, the former Chancellor of the Exchequer. London and Brussels have been at odds for years over Brexit. The EU Commission recently initiated several proceedings against the United Kingdom because, in the Commission's view, they are violating essential parts of an agreement on special rules for the British region of Northern Ireland, still British region. The EU Commission did not comment directly on the steps that now have been announced by London. However, a spokesman emphasized that the Brexit agreement between the EU and Great Britain does not contain any specific obligation for the EU to involve the United Kingdom in union programs. However, if London asks for an exchange through the official channels, this will of course be done in due course and in accordance with the rules of the Trade and Cooperation Agreement. We hope for a quick solution that will allow association with union programs, said the spokesman. The Horizon Europe program lasts from 2021 to 2027 and, with a total budget of a good 95 billion euros, is the world's largest research and innovation funding program. Normally, the roles in the Brexit dispute are clearly divided. Here, Great Britain, which is creatively interpreting its obligations and even propagating a unilateral breach of contract with a new draft law on the Northern Ireland Protocol. And there the EU, which meticulously monitors the implementation of the Brexit agreements and has already taken legal action against London. But in this case, they really have switched roles. Because the EU refuses to cooperate with Great Britain in research, just automatically, so to speak, the British government is taking legal action against Brussels for the very first time. And to put it down again, London accuses the EU of breaking the Brexit Free Trade and Cooperation Agreement that was sealed at the end of 2020. According to the British government, this not only regulates trade between the EU and Great Britain, but also explicitly provides for the British Association with Horizon Europe, the most valuable research funding program in the world, as I said. But I come to that later, what about this explicitly. However, for a year and a half, the EU bodies have made no move to implement this association with resolutions. Rather, Brussels has politically linked the question of research cooperation with the dispute over the Northern Ireland Protocol. That's what the Brits claim. The Copernicus Earth Observation Program and the Euratom Nuclear Research Program are also affected by this. London has now requested formal consultations with Brussels as part of the dispute settlement mechanism of the Free Trade Agreement. These last until mid-September but can be extended. If the parties do not agree, London can appeal to arbitration. In a multi-stage process, this determines whether a breach of contract has occurred. If London is right and Brussels does not implement the decision, the British could take retaliatory measures, the proportionality of which could in turn be decided by the arbitral tribunal. The British seem confident that they have the law on their side. Well, I'm not. In London, it said that the Brexit trade agreement of 2020 allows countermeasures due to disputes arising from the first Brexit agreement of 2019, which includes the Northern Ireland Protocol. However, the research cooperation was deliberately excluded from such steps. However, the British government also knows that dispute resolution can take years. Since the Horizon Research Programme will only run until 2027, the time window in which participation still makes sense will probably close in 2023. In the short term, however, Foreign Secretary Liz Truss also has the opportunity to score points in the race to succeed British Prime Minister Boris Johnson. The fact that she accuses the EU of a clear breach of contract helped her make pithy headlines in the tabloids on Wednesday. Yeah, working with lies again, I'm just saying. She has a role model there. And Britain is not alone in the dispute with Brussels. The EU also refuses to associate Switzerland with Horizon Europe, citing the failed negotiations on the framework agreement as the reason for this politically motivated pinprick. In any case, the dispute settlement mechanism from the Brexit trade agreement is not open to the Federal Council of Switzerland. Switzerland and the EU try to settle disputes in the joint committee, but there is hardly ever an agreement in politically sensitive cases. Only the framework agreement would create a new mechanism for settling disputes for the market agreements. The two governments can take on the financing of projects if the EU funds do not flow. However, researchers from Swiss and British institutions remain excluded from certain projects, including the prestigious grants of the European Research Council, or ERC. In addition, they are excluded from management in joint projects and may at most be responsible for individual work packages. The Guardian recently reported on a leading astrophysicist from the University of Cambridge who therefore lost a leading position in a project worth around 2.8 million euros by the European Space Agency. In a recent letter to EU Commissioner Maroš Šefčovič on behalf of the British universities, Paul Boyle, Vice-Rector of Swansea University, also appealed to reason. Excluding British universities from Horizon would be a lose-lose situation for health, welfare and prosperity in Europe and beyond. However, I recommend anyone interested to read Proviso number 4 of the EU-UK Brexit agreement. That will quite enlighten you. Just say again, welcome to the Brexit, sir. And I hope you remember that quote. But about the thing I mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you ever thought about supporting any of my channels with the means you find in the description of the video, today might be a good day because it's my birthday today. So I'm even working on my birthday. I'm making the videos for tomorrow. But if you want to do something, you'll find it there. But a more fun part would be, what do you think, what age did I turn today? I'm looking forward to see that in the comments. But I hope it's not so many trolls and many of the reasonable ones. Nevertheless, I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back, even when I'm older.